Ham Radio, it's your boy Tony G, big news. Tuesday night, the sports book. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Lots of football to talk about. A lot of good games. A lot of good games. A lot of teams going in different directions, good and bad.
Oh yeah.
Starting off on that Thursday night game, the Bills, they were in it, but too many mistakes were being made. Josh had 2 interceptions. Brooks ran for 116 yards. David Mills, the backup quarterback, didn't have a great night, but he didn't have to. Threw for 153 yards. They held on for the win. Hats off to them. Buffalo's got a lot of problems. Don't know if they're going to be able to straighten them up by the end of the season or mid-season. I don't know if they'll be able to turn it back around. They're kind of a downward slope. Not to be seen. But now you got the Texans 5-5. They're getting a little action. The Bills are 7-4. They're saying that they can't make the playoffs, but it's going to be a long road because they probably will not get home field advantage.
Right.
All right, let's go to game 2.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers and the Bears.
Yeah, Steelers and the Bears. Good game. I watched some of that game. It was a pretty good game, but there was a lot of opportunities left out on the field for Pittsburgh. They got to get that. They got to get that offense straight. The defense is starting to show. You know, they're starting to step up. You know, because they spent a lot of money on the defense last season, but not, because of that, now the offense is suffering. You know, they have no running game. You know, Aaron Rodgers and with Aaron, is he still dealing with the wrist? Because
they put Mason Rudolph in there, and he didn't do terrible. Had 171 yards.
Right. But they definitely the defense definitely let that one get away from them. They had a good opportunity of winning that game. But it looks like Caleb is starting to click now. Billy Johnson is designing an offense around his strengths, and it seems like it's starting to click over there. They are executing on both sides of the field, and it's going to be interesting to see that NFC North how that plays out.
Yeah, they're definitely they're 8-3. They're in their driving seat. They're doing their thing. Steelers are 6-5, tied for first place with the Ravens, who are moving right along.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, they lost a couple when Lamar was gone, but they're tied for first place. So that division is kind of weak, and I think the Ravens are going to definitely take advantage of it. It was a good game. The Patriots and the Bengals, this is another good game. I mean, the Bengals lost the game, but Joe Flacco, he's really not playing bad. He had 1 TD, 1 interception, 183. Drake May had 294. The Bengals were just lacking some talent. They got the wide receiver, that part they got the wide receivers downtown. Need some help on defense, need some linemen, but really Joe Flacco, to me, has done really a good job for what he has to work with. He's being 31 years old, he's done good. He's been in the last 3 games that they've played. He's put up some decent numbers. Like had a 395-yard game 2 weeks ago. I mean, for what they got, and the Patriots hats off to them, just getting back to the Pat way, playing good football, not making a lot of mistakes. I mean, it's just the same. Like I said, they're falling right back into that Patriot way. they got the coach, they got the, like I said, it's all coming back. Um,
Right.
different players, different players, different faces, but same mentality. Yeah,
Right.
we like
Absolutely. I
that.
agree.
Yeah. And the Bengals were getting some points. So if you took the Bengals with the points, you managed to stay off the difference. And if you took the Texans over the Bills, I just there's definitely been some action going on. The Jets and the Giants. The Jets actually hung. I mean, the
Wow.
Giants. The
The
Giants
Lions.
actually, yeah, hung in there with the Lions. Um, I know they
Freaking
pulled it.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah,
Jameis Winston. Only Jameis Winston can catch. Only Jameis Winston can catch a pass, then for him a dude to score a touchdown. Only Jameis. It
yeah,
did throw for a 40-yard touchdown. Only
yeah.
Jameis can do that.
I mean, they
But
they lost. They lost it in overtime.
yeah,
Overtime. So they were there.
overtime. They were right there. They just gotta win. They gotta. I mean, they execute, but they just gotta close the deal. They have to close the deal. And it looks like that staff is getting thinner and thinner over there in New York. So there's going to be a complete overhaul next season.
So let me ask you this: are the Lions? The Lions they're winning, but they're definitely not winning in the fashion they did last year. I mean, I'm not saying they're struggling, but their offense is having some problems at times.
Hmm. That offense missed Ben Johnson. They missed Ben Johnson.
Oh yeah,
Um, and we know Dan Campbell has, took over some of the play calling duties, but he needs to get an offensive guy in there because of the weapons that they have, they should be able to execute better. But they may be limited, on the scheme that they have with his personnel, and it's starting to show because even though Detroit, they still they'll will themselves to a victory when they can because of Dan Campbell and the way that he can rally the troops. But sometimes rallying the troops is not good enough. You got to have someone with a offensive mind that can dial up some plays that can keep the defense on their heels.
yeah, they definitely miss him. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely a different looking team. Um, Still making it happen, but yeah, they're sneaking by. It isn't as dominant as it was. And like I said, I know the Giants are 3-10. If they got some things that they could care about and say, hey man, we are hanging in some of these games. They got, they lost the running back. He'll be back. Um, so they got some stuff. They got some good things evolving. Still a lot of work to do. And the Lions are 7-4. Um, trying to, everybody's trying to get that home field advantage. Um, and the Lions are fighting for it too. The Vikings and the Packers.
Wow.
JJ McCarthy, he only had 87 yards. That Vikings defense keeps it as close as it is, but they got to do something about the offense. It's
Yeah.
the Jordan Love only had 139 yards. It wasn't like
He
he was
didn't
over
light
there.
right. He didn't light it up either. Uh
Mm-mm.
the Vikings look like the Vikings looks like they're missing Sam Donald now, right?
They're missing something. They're definitely missing something.
Because I feel like JJ should have I felt like he should have took they should have kept they should have kept Donald. Was it Donald that was
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
for them?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Same
They,
guy.
yeah, they should have kept Sam Donald, let JJ McCarthy sit like Jordan Love did. I don't
Right.
understand and I understand that, you know, I understand that these teams have to hurry, they have to, the high draft picks, they have to hit the field. But at the same time, they need to go back to where a quarterback had a chance to see how it operates before they get thrown into the fire. They
Right.
sat a season or two until they learn how football works. on that level first, and then you can get into the playbook and the schemes and stuff like that. And then he got injuries early, so uh, Minnesota has some thinking to do. They have some thinking to do during the offseason.
Yeah, because you're coming off a winning season
Mm-hmm.
from last year, playoff, and this year you're 4-7. I'm not saying you're out of the playoffs yet, but two more losses,
You're making it tough.
you're making it tough. And that's that division isn't the easiest. Um, and I think they'll go back and definitely look at um have to reevaluate and see where they're moving forward. And the Packers
Mhm.
are the Packers are playing pretty decent. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say I was I mean, a lot of people were thinking they put a lot on them, like they were gonna come in this
yeah,
year and just uh and
and just dominate the NFC.
dominate. I went 3-1. They only lost 3 games, but they've had some tight ones. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this one wasn't. It was 23-6. Um, but the win's a win. On to the next week.
Yeah,
Speaking of your guy, Sam Darnold, he threw for 244 yards. The
yeah,
Titans, 1-10 Titans, they gave them everything they asked for.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Cam Ward, Cam Ward had 256 yards. He didn't have an interception. The Titans were there, like we always say, any given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But Seattle kept their cool. Sam Darnold at the helm, and Seattle's a good team. They're a real
Yeah,
good team. 83.
yeah. They're gonna make some noise. They're making some noise in the NFC West. Um, San Francisco's holding on. The Rams on fire. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough battle over there in the NFC West. It's always a tough battle every season in the NFC West, but this season, Seattle is applying pressure, and the Rams are just the Rams.
Yes, yes. The Rams are just the Rams. Now the Colts and the Chiefs,
Yeah.
they're the Chiefs are, man. And really what happened in this game was right at the end, the Colts got out coached.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes Kansas City so dangerous. They're never out
Yeah.
of it. Um,
Mm-mm. And that
I'm gonna
defense
pull up.
stepped up. And that defense stepped
Yeah.
up and just shut the door on everything offensively, pretty much.
So Patrick Mahomes had 352 yards. Daniel Jones had 181. He didn't have any interception. Jonathan Taylor only had 58 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. Kansas City just said, Jonathan Taylor's not going to beat us today. Daniel Jones is going to have to beat us. And
Kareem Hunt had
it,
a 100 yard day. He ain't had a
yeah,
100 yard day in a long time.
right. And that touchdown that he scored made up for the fumble because they were in scoring range and he fumbled and gave the ball back, but
Absolutely.
he came right back and redeemed himself and scored that touchdown. So yeah, it was a good outing for him for a change because normally he's not the one that's getting all the carries, but
But
with Pacheco being out, they're gonna have to lean on him a little bit more.
and in his younger days, he was a bad man. And he really
Yeah.
hasn't been used. I mean, the last 3 years, he really hasn't been used that much. I'm sure he's still got a lot left in the tank. Um, Trying to go, make sure lining up where I'm supposed to be. All right, you should do the hoodie. All right, and so we'll go to the Jets and the Ravens. Lamar didn't have a big day. Didn't have to. They just outplayed
Yep.
them.
Hmm.
Tyrod Taylor. Oh, Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
220, 220 yards. Um, Playing against his former team. He was the
Yeah.
backup quarterback behind Joe Flacco. So
Hmm.
Tyrod's been it.
Tyrod's been in the
Tyrod,
league quite a long time.
yes, he has. He's the Fitzpatrick of 2.0. Um,
Yeah, Fitzpatrick
if you bet,
2.0.
yeah. Um, but and there you go. The Ravens are 6-5. tied for first place.
Wow.
Just like that. Yeah. Pittsburgh
Just like
fell
that.
off.
Hmm.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like
Pittsburgh
that.
fell off the wagon, you know.
And today, did they fire Geno Smith or is that a rumor?
They fired Brian Kelly, their
Right. I'm
offensive
sorry.
coordinator. Yeah, they
Did, G-
fired Brian Kelly.
did Geno Smith threw for 285 yards, one TD, no interception. Couture came in, got Cleveland their win. Um, he did a good job. He had one pick.
Yeah.
Hats off to him. He got his opportunity to play,
Hmm.
capitalized on it. That's how it
Yeah.
is. Let me ask you
Yeah.
this:
I just go ahead.
how bad are the Oakland? How bad is Las Vegas Raiders? Are they really that bad?
Yes. Yes, they're really that bad. They have no offensive line whatsoever. The only thing they have going for them on defense is Max Crosby. Um, they need a power back. Sean Gentry is a scat back. They need a power back for third downs and stuff like that. And they need to start shopping for a franchise quarterback because Gino has flashes, but when Gino has an off day, it's the total opposite, you know. And that's where it starts, you know. And and I try and I root for Gino because he can have good days, but they need a franchise quarterback, you know. So they're gonna have to go shopping.
The problem is that what I see and the the problem that I see is there's only so many um, there's only so many Lamar Jackson. There's only so many Josh Allen. There's only so many. So
Mhm.
you gotta find somebody that you can work with. And it's gonna be and I hate it for the Raider fans because it's gonna be a while. You know what I mean? You're not
Yeah,
gonna find because right now going out and throwing money at somebody, I just don't see it. Uh,
right. Because
uh,
you know that yeah, because there's a lot of talk about places picking up Matt Jones. I just don't think that you're gonna get a Mike Shanahan coach Matt Jones when he goes to your team. See, right now
that's true.
we're seeing Matt Jones benefit from a Shanahan's offense, and it makes him
Yes,
look better that he will be when he comes to your facility trying to
right.
learn another offense.
I agree,
So
and I mean, a lot of it has to do with can you get a decent rookie quarterback? You'll have him for
right.
5 years. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
just um, everybody wants to find a Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. You don't have to pay him anything. Well,
Hmm.
I mean, it just doesn't always work out. But I think through some of the bad deals uh, that we've seen, the Saints, Denver, Wilson,
Hmm.
the Jets with Rodgers, Wilson going to Pittsburgh, the Rodgers. So, you know, I'm not saying you can't catch lightning in a bottle once, but that's not the future of your team. That's
Right.
just saying, well, I'm trying to win today, which ain't no
Yeah.
wrong with that. But if it doesn't work out, which you'll find out real quick,
Hmm.
it's just not yeah, it's just I mean, I don't know where they sit. Like I said, I think they're gonna have to
Right.
draft a quarterback and get
Yeah.
somebody to
And work with them. And
work with
this
it.
is not really the class for quarterbacks either. So,
Right,
they're gonna have to find a journeyman person or a good journeyman quarterback until they can get them, a rookie quarterback or a quarterback that can come in and change the franchise. And the only way
right.
to do that, they're gonna have to draft him. And but they have to fix everything. Offensive offense, defense. It's a work in progress because all you have is Brock Bowers. And if
Yeah.
you're gonna hit the reset button, you got to trade them all. You got to trade them, or see if somebody can, pay a good ticket for them, so you can afford to get some players in there that can make a difference.
Arizona and Jacksonville. Uh, Sunshine
Yeah.
pulled it out. He had 3 interceptions though. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby Brissett, 317 yards, no interception. So
Wow.
yeah, I was kind of blown away too. I was like, okay, and really they just lost this, and starting to look at the Jaguars. You know they're 74, but there's a lot of mistakes being made. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They just
that's an ugly 7-4.
it is. That's a
Mm-hmm.
good way of putting it. Ugly seven, ugly 7-4. Um, go back to Eagles and the Cowboys. Hats off to the Cowboys coming back.
Hats off to the Cowboys with the comeback victory because I'm not gonna lie, it was looking mighty grim. It was looking grim at first, and then they just kudos to Dak for playing a great game. And so do we have a QB1 situation? Not a QB1, a wide receiver one situation because Pickens is just out of his mind in Dallas.
Yes,
And CeeDee
146.
Lamb has got to stop dropping those passes. He's got to stop, and every wide receiver has one game where, they just get they can't explain it. It's like having an off game in basketball, but he has to uh, set in stone that he's the number one, and it's not looking that way when Pickens is making all of the plays.
Yes.
So yeah, CD Lamb he's gotta shake out of that, whatever he's got, whatever this little funk is, he's got to shake it off. Um
So I will say this too. Philly did score 21 points quick, but
right.
that offense is lacking. Because once Dallas's defense said no more, that was it. And really, yeah, I've watched Philly all year, never been that impressed because Saquon, he, let's see, he had 22 yards. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
like,
he
listen, almost like they're not doing what they did to win the Super Bowl. It's like, yeah, they're
right.
trying to pass.
And what it is Saquon is not that unstoppable force that he was last season. They got good tape on him now. The scheme of the offense that Philly has. And I'm starting to side with AJ Brown. Maybe they need to air it out a little bit more,
He had a good day.
because they're going to expect for Saquon to get it, even though he hasn't been the Saquon of last year. But at the same time, there has to be a different scheme to free them guys up. You got to air it out so that Saquon can get the opportunity to keep the opposing defense off their heels because they know
Thank
they don't throw the ball. These teams know that now.
thank goodness that they have such a good defense.
Yeah,
Thank goodness, because they would not be 8-4. Right? Whatever. I mean, they would not be there. And Dallas would have scored 100 points on them.
right.
But hats off to Dallas. Our old arch nemesis Kirk Cousins playing for the Atlanta uh, Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah,
199 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Uh, Tyler Snow, he didn't have a bad game. He had 243. Had one pick. Uh, Neil Kamar. See, Kamar only had three touches for 11 yards.
right. Uh, yeah, we're gonna have to get used to this. Gonna have to get used to this, Saints fans. We don't have quarterback, and the free agency, and us being over the cap is really killing us. We have to get rid of most of our good players just to try to develop a future for this team.
Right.
Uh, and in my opinion, Rattler, even though I rode with him for as long as I could, I was rooting for him. Neither Rattler or Shule is the answer and in New Orleans. They got to go back to the drawing board. These two guys do not have what it takes, to lead a NFL team. Not, coming out of the gate getting put in there. They don't have their IQ is not strong enough. The game is too fast for them. They'll show signs of good, but then they revert right back to where they don't understand what's going on. So I'm not sure what they can do in this situation, but it's going to be bad for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, at the end of the season, I think there'll be a lot of evaluations and a lot of um, just have to totally regroup, and they're in a good situation as far as draft choices. So I mean, they'll have to be on top of their game and try to get the best they can get. What's out there. The Rams and the Buccaneers. The Rams are 9-2.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're probably right now the best team in football. I mean, I guess we can argue back and forth with Pats and Denver. They look really good. They look just
Rams look the part. They look
yeah.
the part.
And Matthew Stafford, my gosh, guys, 273 yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions. And Baker got hurt. Then Teddy Bridgewater came in. He didn't play bad. He had 62 yards, no interceptions. Baker took a shot. I know it hurt. You can tell by the way he landed.
Yeah, that was pretty bad land. And kudos to hats off to Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
He's another one of those guys that's been in the league forever.
Yeah. He came in, he didn't do bad. He got sacked a couple times, but I mean, he threw for 62 yards, but that's nothing.
Yeah, he's that reliable backup. His stock went up when, the time he spent in New Orleans with Sean Payton. Just a little bit more tweaking. And I think Teddy Bridgewater could have been, he could have been something, but he was just too expensive as a backup. So they had to let him go.
All right, guys, when we get back, we're going to go over our picks. We got Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We got 3 games on Thanksgiving. I believe we have a Friday night game. So we got football.
We have a Black Friday game too. So we got football all the way through.
I like it. All right, guys, when we get back, we'll be covering our picks right here on KHAM Radio, on the Sports Book every Tuesday night. Tony G and Big Lou on the biggest station in the land on KHAM Radio, where we go
ham.
Oh. Radio, it's your boy Tony G, Big Lou, the Sports Book every Tuesday night. We want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving this Thursday. Have a great Turkey Day, spend some time with your family. Happy Thanksgiving. We got a lot to talk about. We got games on Thursday. We got games on Friday. We got a triple header on Thursday. Single on. And we're getting to that part. Well, not yet exactly, but we'll be getting to the part of the year where we start having some games on Saturday.
Yeah. We're almost there.
Yep. Almost there. All right. Thanksgiving Day wouldn't be without the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers playing.
Yeah.
So, that being said, Detroit's at home, favored by 2. The over's 48. 5 weeks ago, I would have took the over in a heartbeat. Um,
Yeah.
I, you know, I do like Detroit at home.
Mm-hmm.
I think Detroit can score some points, but the other thing is Green Bay going to score? Is he going to have a good offensive day? I do like uh, Gibbs anytime touchdown. I also like
Mm-hmm.
Jacobs anytime touchdown.
Yeah.
Um, Now Amon St. Brown anytime touchdown is plus 100. That's not bad money. That's pretty nice money on that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I do like, and we'll put it in there. I do like Detroit at home,
Mm-hmm.
-2.5. Let me look at the money line is 142, -142. That's not bad neither. Green Bay is getting 120. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Detroit gives the touchdown. All right. The
Okay.
next one is the Cowboys coming off a big win.
Mm-hmm.
The KFC, the KCS or KC is favored by 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Cowboys can definitely move.
Okay, say that one more time.
They can definitely move the ball.
Yeah.
Let me see what we
S-
got. Okay, cool. So we got Kansas City. I got Kansas City and I got Dallas. I got Kansas City -3. Dallas is
uh-huh.
at home. I was going to check it. I was going to check a couple player props. Um, you can get averages 267 at minus
Okay.
120 at 250. You get Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. There's a couple different props on here I like. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you think Dallas could beat KC? What's your thoughts?
I think Dallas can beat KC if they I think Dallas can beat KC if they contain KC. If they contain them, if KC's running game gets going, there's nothing they can do then. Because now you got Kareem Hunt. You got Kareem Hunt doing what he does. You got Patrick Mahomes that's gonna, get open. And I feel like KC's offense with Worthy and Rice, you know. So I think with those guys and Hollywood Brown, although he's kind of shrinking a little bit, but with Rice back and he doing what he's doing, I think it's gonna give. I think they're gonna have to apply pressure. They're gonna have to that 4-man front's gonna have to really do their job and keep KC on their toes to because if they don't and they let Patrick Mahomes do what he do, they play playground football, they're gonna carve him up.
I think I think if Dallas can jump out and maintain a lead,
Yeah.
I think they have a shot. I think if they let KC hang around, KC is going to take it from it, the usual last minute ditch, and we're going to put it in. This should be a really
Mhm.
good game. Dallas does have a legitimate shot because KC has been just kind of getting by. But the one factor that I gotta like is I just like Andy Reid. Andy Reid
Yeah.
and that coaching. And a lot of
Hmm.
times what happens when people play Kansas City, you go back and look, take the Ravens. Ravens ran the ball, ran the ball, ran the ball, ran the ball. They go
Yeah.
to KC that one year. What do? They're passing the ball. Like, well, KC gets you off your game because
Yeah.
I mean, they got so much swag. You may not like them. You may not really think they're that good, But man, you better watch out because that last couple seconds, he'll bury you. You know,
Mhm.
you leave 25 seconds on the clock and you'll just go, did that happen? That really just happened? Yeah, that happened. So
Yeah, and two to
that's
three
the
plays.
factor. Yeah, that's the factor with them. They've done it so many times. So yes, I think the Cowboys can win. It would be a big win. I mean, I think if the Cowboys won, the Cowboys really could go on a run. I think if they lose, um, they're still in that 800, that 500 range where we thought they were going to be. I mean, a lot of people
Right.
didn't put them to win. I think me and you picked them to win 8 or 9 games, so they're in that. Uh, they got 7 games left. Um, yes, they have 7 games, or no, they have. I'm sorry, they have 6 games. They're 5-5-1. Um, so make sure I'm. So yes, I think the Cowboys can definitely win this. Um, but I think they're going to have their hands full, and we're going to find out how good, how good of a coach they got. Because you're going to see
Hmm.
how good Andy Reid is. There's no doubt about that. All right, let's
Right.
go here. Let me do this. Home, boom. All
Yeah.
right, trying to.
And while Tony's loading that up, we just want to let everybody know that we're going through those storm issues here. So if the audio goes in and out, just please bear with us. We're having a little bad weather go through our area, but we're giving you the best content that we can throughout storm because football stops for no weather.
There you go. Cincinnati and the Ravens. I think the Ravens all day long. I just think, I think Joe Flacco will have a decent day. I think he'll throw for 200 yards.
Yes.
Um, they'll play him tough. It'll be a pretty decent game, but I think I like the Ravens
Mhm.
minus -7. And look at Henry's yards. I don't know what they
Yeah,
are,
I
but
was
you
gonna
look at
right.
their
I was gonna
yards
say
because
this is gonna be a good day. I was gonna say that it should be a good day for him on the ground playing against the Bengals defense.
yeah, because Cincinnati he hasn't put on the same show he did last year,
Hmm.
but still having a good year.
Yeah.
Cincinnati will play him tough. Um, I think I think that I think just Baltimore is a little bit too much for him. The overs 51. I'm not against that because Joe has some weapons out there that he could throw to.
Hmm.
He could put 27 on them. They could put 41 on him. There's no doubt. So I like the Ravens and the over. I think Lamar will have a good day.
Yeah.
Would it be check his numbers out now if you can get him like under 230? Because chances
Hmm.
are they just control the game and just play small ball and just wear out the clock. I mean, that's their kind of ball to me. Chicago and the Eagles. What's your thoughts on that?
Chicago and the Eagles. This is our Black Friday game. Uh,
No, no. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm sorry. So
yeah,
yeah, it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Chicago and the Eagles. That's our Black Friday game. Um, it's gonna be on Prime at 2 p.m. Eagles, Bears both had the same records, 8-3. You got Philly at home. Philly at home against the Bears. I'm gonna have to favor Philly just a little bit because I think that Philly's defense is gonna put a little pressure on Caleb to make quick decisions. And when your quarterback has to make quick decisions, they are counting on them to make mistakes and throw off timing, which will lead to turnovers. So, but the Bears are playing pretty good. We talked about them earlier. I don't want to spend a lot of time repeating what we said, but they're playing some good football, but this is going to be a good road test for them because it's hard to win in Philly.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. I think this is going to be a great test for Chicago. I think we're going to find a lot about them. I think Philly's defense is tough. There's no doubt about it. Um, Now, the thing that to me is the game is Philly's got to know about their offense. They
Mhm.
understand what's not working. And the thing is can they put it all together before Friday? That's the we got a holiday on Thursday. That's a lot to ask. So basically, they're only going to get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday
Mhm.
as walkthroughs or whatever. But they definitely are going to have to acknowledge their. Now, if they could put it together for that, I mean, I like Philly. I think the defense is going to be too much. I think this is a huge test for Chicago. Maybe they
Mhm.
prove me wrong. I just don't see it.
Right.
But I definitely like. There's definitely some props. Uh, I know Jalen had a great week. I don't really like him on props. He just doesn't
Nah,
do it for me. Because
he doesn't
one
show up.
week, yeah, one week he'll throw for 500 yards, or the next week 40 yards, and you're just like, I don't understand
Yeah.
what yeah. No consistency. And the same thing with his running. One
Hmm.
week he'll have 75 yards, the next week he'll have seven. I mean, it's
Right.
it's really yeah. And Saquon it ain't really been the same Saquon as before. I mean, he might be. I mean, if you get him
Yeah.
over 60, I remember last year it was like 80 plus. Him and Henry. That's where it's starting
Hmm.
at. You want him
Right.
80 over 80 or under 80. You're like, golly, that's a lot. And they were getting it. They were
Yeah.
getting it in.
Yeah.
But I like Philly. Um, I really do. I like Philly to uh to put it on Chicago.
Hmm.
And I'm not against the under because this could be a really ugly Philly game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Because the over's 44 and a half,
Hmm.
and the Cowboys barely beat them, but 45. So yeah, that's not a bad. Chicago's offense is pretty good, but I don't think it's as good as the Cowboys' offense. Um,
No.
but I do like Philly, and I'm eyeing up the under. The Texans and the Colts. Colts go home after a loss in overtime. I think the Texans and their backup quarterback get sent back down to reality in
Yeah.
Indianapolis.
Yeah. They don't have enough for the Colts offense. Although the Texas defense and DeMarco Ryans, they stand tall, but they're not ready for Warren and all those guys on the Colts offense, and Jonathan Taylor. I think he's gonna be at home, so that's gonna give him nightmares.
Yeah, he had a bad week last year. I mean, last week. I
Hmm.
expect him to come back this week with vengeance, provided he's not injured, of course.
Right,
And
right.
I like the Colts -4.5. The and you get to check out some Daniel Jones props, seeing if you can get some props on the running back for Indianapolis. It may have come down since he had a bad week last week. Um,
Yeah.
so the Saints in Miami. Could the Saints please beat Miami? Please.
They need to this is going to be one of those throwaway games. The Saints need to. They've known to go on the road and pull out a victory. But they need to go to Miami and win. They need to go to Miami and win. Um I think that the defense is still good enough to where, they can they can make Tua make mistakes because of the fact that, he's a short quarterback, which means that he's got to bootleg out to see the field, to make things happen. And I think that the Saints defense can, put pressure on him to where he can't get comfortable to throw outside to keep him contained in that pocket to have a good chance of winning.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I think the weather will be nice. Should be a nice day in Miami. Let's see there. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Okay. All right. You got that going. All right. The Jaguars and the Titans. The Jaguars should pull this off, but after
Mhm.
watching the Titans, I know they don't have a good record, but you only can throw three interceptions so many times before somebody capitalizes on it. And
Right, right.
that's what scared me about uh, Sunshine and the Jaguars. Because I mean, he three interceptions. This isn't. I mean, they should have beat them in the ground, but they didn't. Um,
Mhm.
but you can't keep making that many mistakes before teams
No,
capitalize on it. And I know, like I said, I know
right.
Tennessee record, but you're at home. You never know what can happen, especially if Sunshine just has a really, really bad day, which he is known to have every now and then. Um,
Mhm.
but I mean, Jackson, I'm not against Tennessee Titans +7. It says the over to be 42. I don't know about that. Um, keep an eye on this one.
Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons, New York Jets. Kirk Cousins is back. Um, The Jets are playing at home. The only thing that concerns me with this game is it can be cold and nasty in New York, and we all know the Falcons don't travel well. They do not travel well.
No, they don't. They do not
Um,
travel
that
well, and they don't play good outside in the cold.
they do not. That's a fact. That is definitely a fact. So that's like one of these games where this could go either way. Kind of a game that I might stay away from. I'll look at it again Sunday. The over's 39 and a half. It ain't a lot of points, but it's a lot of points for these two. That's for sure.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
All right, Arizona, Tampa Bay. I don't know if he's coming back this week. I don't know how bad the
Right.
shoulder is. So
Mhm.
so basically, you'd have who we got at
They
Arizona as
have
Bridgewater. No,
yeah,
Brissett. They
well,
have Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett versus Teddy Bridgewater.
There you
I'm gonna
go.
have to go. Yeah, I don't know if Brissett plays well on the road. I don't. Arizona's another team that doesn't play well on the road unless it's one of their division rivals. So I'm gonna have to put my money on Teddy and the Buccaneers at home.
I see. I agree with you. I think the
Yeah,
Bucks at home. The Bucks at home, minus the 3. Um, yeah, Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, it's Seattle all day long. It's 10
all
and a half.
day.
Yeah, it's 10 and a half. Yeah, because they just can't get, like I said, Minnesota's got a nice defense.
Yeah,
And
they
then
do.
when JJ plays right, it's okay, but he's had some rough times, and he's in for, I think he's in for a really long day. I just really
Yeah,
do.
long day in Seattle, 13th man. You got Sam Donald, revenge game. You know they're gonna play harder for Sam because it's the Minnesota Vikings and they gotta make a statement. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is gonna be a bad game for Minnesota. Unless they come out and dominate,
A-
which is hard to do in Seattle.
Okay. Las Vegas Raiders, LA Chargers. The Chargers, I mean, the Raiders are just that bad, and the Chargers aren't.
Yeah.
He's making a lot of mistakes again too. Um,
Hmm.
they the chart. I mean, -10 is a lot. They usually play each other pretty tough though, because this is a
Hmm.
conference game.
Yeah,
So
conference game. So
yeah, so that's always usually tough. But like I said, they just can't put together any offense. And they can't put together any touchdowns in the Raiders.
right, and this
And
is
so,
a telltale season for Justin Herbert because the guys that you came with are leaving you behind. So we don't want you to
yes,
be Philip Rivers 2.0. We need, you have to make it to a postseason.
Philip Rivers 2.0. Wow. Yeah. Like I said, the spread's 10. I like the Chargers. You could tweak it down a little bit.
a little bit off that. But don't, but like I said, the Raiders, they're going to play them tough. They're playing in L.A. So, but I like the Chargers. We'll put it in there. Like I said, maybe squeak it down to 8. See what you can get the number at, what the vig is.
Hmm.
My Bills in Pittsburgh. This is a must win for both of these teams.
Hmm.
Neither one of them can afford to be any further down. The Bills are coming off a loss. They have the longer um, resting time than Pittsburgh did.
Yeah.
But with Rudolph in there, um,
They don't stand a chance against Joey Bosa and those guys,
I
even
don't
though
think
it's on the
so.
road. But
Even
I
though it's
think
on the
that
road,
defense is going to step up because Mason needs too much time to make it work, and they don't have a lot of time.
and I agree with you. I think Buffalo has to capitalize on this game. They both do. This is a must win. I mean, we
Hmm.
cannot go. They can't go 6-6, and especially come Friday if the Ravens win and you lose. You know, I mean, you already see where your fate is. You've lost
Right.
first place, just like that. You've lost first place. Um, because Ravens ain't looking back. I promise you that.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry about that. Denver and Washington. Washington has so many injuries. I think Denver goes into Washington and just handles up. Um,
Yeah.
I think Bo Nix. I mean, I know they're playing well. I really would like. I mean, they're just going to have to meet some really serious competition
Yeah.
before um,
Yeah.
before.
Before I can just sign on as he's the answer. He's playing well.
Yeah,
He's playing exceptionally well. I won't take that from him. But we need some, we need a little bit of consistency on the road. And I just need a little bit more time. A little bit more time to.
and like I said, Washington's so banged up, and they're coming off a season of last year that they were going to be
Yeah.
this, they were going to be that, and they have not.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of injuries. I mean, things happen, but at the end of the day, I was watching an interview, and like one of the quarterbacks said, nobody cares about the injuries. Everybody's got injuries. You got to play.
Yeah.
You got to make it
Yeah.
happen, um, and just kind of uh, make it through it. I mean, that's just part of the National Football League. But I think Denver. I like Denver. It's 6.5. Maybe tweak it down to 6.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. All right, Monday night game. New York Giants, the Patriots. The New York Giants. I mean, the Patriots have been playing really, really good. Um, and the Giants have been playing good and losing though.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the Giants always give the Patriots a lot of problems. A
Yeah. They
lot.
give him fits.
They give them fits. I don't know what it is about them, but 2 Super Bowls they beat them. They beat them the undefeated season. I mean, they beat them. They got their number. I know it's been a while ago.
Yeah.
7.5 points. I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
the way the Giants have been hanging in there.
The Giants been hanging in. Now, we'll have to give it to them that those players are playing because they're going through a changing of the guard, so to speak, but it's being done
Yeah,
on the fly.
yeah, yeah.
So for them to keep it together as a team, that shows good signs. Now you guys just got to get your offensive line fixed so you can protect your running back and your quarterback.
Right. And check out the props on Drake May. See what they're giving him on yardage. But I'm not leaning against. I mean, I kind of like New York plus 7.5. You know what I mean? I know it's a lot. I know you're like, oh man, you're crazy. And I said, I may be. I said, I just know I didn't say they can win, but I just think they can win with the 7.5. I just think that's
Uh,
enough points where they could just play good enough, suffer another heart loss, another 3 point lose, 4 point lose. But I think they can play. I think they can play good enough to hang with New England. I mean, we will see, but I'm I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna look and see, maybe because don't be surprised if the spread goes up even more because a lot of people are gonna dump a lot of money on New
yeah,
England.
yeah,
So they're trying to entice people. They want the perfect world in the book is 50-50. But I mean, let me look if I can. Let's see if I can even pull it up. I think I can. I think that this is the one I can. All right, right now. No, it won't let me. Okay, 90% of the money as of right now is on New England. 10% is on New York. So that
Wow.
shows you where they're going. So that spread may go up. And, I mean, like I said, the way the Giants have been playing, hanging in there, playing tough, just good enough to win with the points. Hey guys, we got another Tuesday in the books. Remember, man, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Stay close, give your family hugs. Make sure you guys enjoy your time with your loved ones. And we want to thank everyone at the KM Radio for helping us, everybody in the booths, the DJs, everyone who helps us put on a show. I want to thank Big Lou for making everything happen behind the cameras. Appreciate you, brother. And I will see you next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Hope you guys make $1 million this week. Sports betting. All right. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Tony G, Big Lou on the Sports Book, the biggest station in the land. K-Ham Radio, where we go ham.
Damn.